I used to have a very, very bad inner critic when I was younger. I used to beat myself up. I was saying all mean stuff to myself. My inner critic was so incredibly mean. So it's more so, how can we become friends with it? Often this inner critic is not trying to be critical on us. It is trying to protect us from something. This inner critic has developed over the years because it wants to protect you. It wants you to be safe. And because it wants you to be safe, it is saying this mean stuff because when you are in fear, you're not going to do it. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how you can stop that inner critic from being in your mind and from dominating your life if that's something that you've been struggling with. So if that's something that you like to learn more about, then stay around.
How does it feel to be alive, to be free? Are we truly in the here and now, or are we living a dream that we created? Close your eyes to see clearly. This is life on purpose.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of On Purpose by Lynn. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Lynn and I share with you everything you need to know about personal development and spirituality so that you can create your best life and so that you can rise to your fullest potential. If that's something that you're interested in, then make sure to subscribe. So before I share with you the tools on how to do this, I just want to bring up this example because people often say that we become the product of the 5 people that we spend most time with. Now, I 100% believe that. I believe that whatever we surround ourselves with is what we become because it is like subliminals, right? It is like all these messages that are constantly synchronizing and constantly feeding your energy, feeding your vibration. And if you surround yourself long enough with that, then that is what you become. But people often don't talk about that one person that you spend your entire life with, that is with you every single second of every single day, even if you're asleep, which is you, your voice in your mind, your inner critic. And that's why I really want to talk about this today, because I believe that the most powerful tool, if you can change your inner voice, if you can change that inner critic to become positive, or even to not allow it to have power over your life, then that is going to give you the biggest transformation. It's not just the people you surround yourself with. I do believe if we can train ourselves, doesn't matter who we're surrounded by, because we are solid. We know how to direct our voice, how to become friends with this voice in order to manifest anything that you want, in order to be free, in order to become who you're meant to become. And so, how can we do this? I'm going specifically over 2 tools that will help you to powerfully not allow this inner critic to determine what route you're walking in your life, how you express yourself, and how to free yourself from this inner critic. So the first one is being aware of your thoughts. Now, before and after we think a thought, there is a space before we react. Reacting just means reacting, giving a counter reaction to something that we interacted with. So we interact with our thoughts constantly. We get an idea, we do it. We are in a conversation and we feel something that we want to say, we say it. In between this moment of when a thought arises and when you allow it to put out into this world, your input becomes your output. There is a space in between. And this space is the space of witnessing. It's this space of witnessing what is happening in your mind, becoming aware of your thoughts, meaning that you are not your thoughts anymore, but it's as if you're witnessing your thoughts as you're watching yourself in a third person, watching yourself as if you're watching someone else, being neutral about it, witnessing, not judging it, not trying to fight it, not trying to make it go away, just witnessing, hey, what's happening within me? What am I thinking? Now, I know this is such a simple tool, but we often say that common knowledge is not common practice, and the most simple things in life, the most simple principles are not the easiest, because we think about, don't quote me on this, but I believe like 11 million thoughts in a day. So if we can become aware of 11 million thoughts in a day, it needs conscious attention. And, conscious attention sometimes is challenging. Because if we want to monitor those 11 million thoughts that we have in a day, then, there is a level of training that's involved in order for that to happen. So it is a process to become aware of your thoughts, witnessing your thoughts. But the beauty of it is when you are thinking certain thoughts and you become aware of it, there's a space where you can say, hey, this thought is maybe not supporting me in my journey right now. It's not supporting me in this moment. It doesn't make me feel good. It's not supporting what I'm trying to create, so I'm just gonna allow it to pass like a cloud. We don't react to it, we allow it to be until it passes. This is the power of witnessing. So when we witness, we get actually control over our reality, because what we think is what we become, and what we become is what we attract. You see, it all starts with witnessing. That's why meditating, witnessing is so important. Now, the second tool of how to not allow this inner critic or make it stop talking to you, or in your mind talking you down and saying to you all the things that you should have done different, or this is not perfect, or are you sure that you want to show up in this way. The second way of how to start changing that is through reprogramming your mind. Often this inner critic is not trying to be critical on us, it is trying to protect us from something. This inner critic has developed over the years because it wants to protect you. It wants you to be safe. And because it wants you to be safe, it is saying this mean stuff, because when you are in fear, you're not going to do it. So it's trying to protect you. It's actually a very clever mechanism. So, how can we change this? Is actually seeing, what is it trying to protect us from? Is there something within me, a wound that needs to be healed, or that needs attention, that needs reprogramming, reframing? Because when we can reprogram those parts of ourselves, the odds are that your inner critic is not going to be so critical about that again. So this is how we can change this inner critic. Now, I want you to know that, it is not the case that we want to get rid of it. It's not that we want to fight it, because the more that you resist something, the more it will persist in your life. It is more so, how can we accept it, and how can we gently change the way that we react to it. And once you start doing this more and more, you will find that it's going to change and it's going to be less dominant in your life. I used to have a very, very bad inner critic when I was younger. I used to beat myself up. I was saying all mean stuff to myself. My inner critic was so incredibly mean that it just really made me fearful and about so many things. I couldn't sleep at night. So it's more so, how can we become friends with it? First, of understanding that it's trying to protect you and that we can work with it. We don't have to resist it, we work with it. Let me know in the comments if there were any aha moments, and let me know where you guys are tuning in from, because I'd love to get to know you. And if you have liked this video, please like this video, click that like button, and share this video with anyone who you think could benefit from this message right now. Maybe your family members, maybe a community member, maybe a friend that you know could really resonate with this message. And I also started a brand new podcast which is called Returning Home with Lynn Lim. You can find it in the description below, or you can go directly onto Spotify or Apple Podcasts where you can find it as well. And check out my new merchandise that you can find in the description below. I'm so excited about it. We have t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, stickers with all conscious and beautiful messages that you're able to share with the world through wearing it or through sticking it on your computer, on your bags, or whatever you want to stick it on. And this is how we anchor in the light and anchor in this awakening with the world. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And of course, if you're new here and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.